A very warm good morning to one and all. We all are gathered here on this glorious day for the webinar on the topic how technology is changing social innovations and creating purpose-led lead innovations. And our research person for this webinar is Mr. Robin Tommy, TCS Rabbit Lab Head. Thank you, sir, for giving us your precious time. Now I will hand over the session to Ms. Suma SG, HOD of CSE department for the welcome speech. Over to you, ma'am.
Yes, good morning, everyone. So, respected faculties, the chief guest of the day, and my dear students, I'm very glad to say that Mahaguru Institute of Technology, in association with the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, is conducting a webinar on how technology is changing social innovation and creating purpose-led innovation. The chief guest and the resource person of the day is Mr. Robin Tommy, the Rapid Lab head at TCS Research and Innovation. He's also a TEDx speaker, the vice chairman of IEEE Robotics and Automation Society. He has filed more than 60 patents till date. Sir has been recognized as one among the top 100 global leader and influencer by Thinkers 360. He has been recently honored with the Distinguished Engineer Award 2021. It's a privilege and honor to have you with us, sir. On behalf of the college and the department, I take this opportunity to welcome you to this session, sir. A hearty welcome to you, sir.
Thank you, Sumaya ma'am. Thank you, Kavya, for the introduction. So it's my pleasure to be here, and always it has been a pleasure to address students who are always energetic and who are going to be the next, I would say, the engineers and the people who are going to change the world. So once again, thank you, Mahaguru Institute, for inviting me. And I think, shall we start, or we'll wait for a few more minutes?
We can start, sir.
Okay, thank you. So I also have my Rishmi. Okay, my laptop has problems. I have asked her to share the slides. So meanwhile, Rishmi is also from my lab. She is heading the robotics, immersive, and also from the mobility perspective. So she will be supporting me in this entire presentation. Okay. So what are we going to hear today is really interesting topic. I don't know how many of you have heard about it, but I'm trying to bring in something very different. You might have heard about a lot of technology. You might have heard about why technology is important and all those kind of things. So today, am I loud and clear?
Yes, sir, you're clear, sir.
Yes, sir.
You're audible, sir.
Okay, thank you. So today we are bringing you something called purpose-driven innovation or purpose-driven journey. Look, each one of you in your college life, or you have come to your first year or your second year or your third year or your fourth year of your college life by now, and you all have a vision. Look, there might be someone who was forced to come to the college. There might be someone who had a passion in your heart to come to the college. Passion drives people. Okay, the entire impact that you make to the world comes from the passion that you love, the way in which you have been able to create change to this entire world. So that's what this topic all is about. Okay, how anything that you do can be purpose led or purpose driven. Now this has a lot of meaning. When I say purpose led or purpose driven, that word itself is really important here. Today all the businesses have one or the other, or I would say the most of the Fortune 500 companies or the Fortune 1000 companies of the world have one or the other method or a link with which they say that this is the purpose we serve for the society by selling this product. You know about TCS and Tata Group. Okay, Tata, the trust, because it's called the Tata Trust. Tata Trust almost owns all the 60% of profit of all the Tata companies. Okay, so what we do with that profit? We make sure that it goes back to the society. You might have heard about the India Cancer Grid. So Tata is one of the, I would say, the contributors to the entire cancer grid. Now, what is the meaning of it? Okay, when I say, ma'am, can we, because certain things which I say will be very, very internal. So I don't want do you want to record it?
Sir, we are actually recording the meeting, sir. Every meeting is recorded.
Okay,
So,
okay, it's fine. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that is it mandatory or not. So what I was trying to say is that overall, when you come from a Tata perspective, so we have been contributing to the Tata Cancer Grid. So from north to south, including the RCC in Trivandrum, there is a lot of things that we have been doing to this to support the cancer grid cause or the cancer cause, I would say. A lot of research is happening from the Tata side. So you also will be knowing about the TIFR, Tata Institute of Fundamental Research. You'll also be knowing about the TIS, Tata Institute of Social Sciences. Lot of these are centers or epics where we are trying to make sure we are contributing to the larger cause of India or larger cause of change that we are trying to make. So that is what I was trying to bring in. There is always a purpose. So serve the society in a better manner, uplift the society, empower the society. That's what is Tata's motto. And if you look at any other companies, Google is the highest accessible friendly company in the world. So you will see a lot of people who are having low vision or blind. You will see a lot of people with hearing loss working in a company like Google because they are very, very accessible friendly or highly inclusive company. That's what we call them. Okay. Similarly, any company you take, they will have a CSR research or a CSR guideline that they work with. Either it might be how to use the profit, or even it might be how to deal with the larger game of the CSR or the social innovation. Now, there is one more angle which I wanted to bring here. There is something called ESG. I don't know how many of you have heard about ESG. ESG means environment social goals, or it's a governance goals. Every company has to make sure their ESG factors are rendered, because you know that you might have heard in India also 2% of the profit has to be given for the CSR purposes or corporate social responsibility purposes. Similarly, ESG is a real important factor for the banks of the world, for the insurance, for the financial institutions, for healthcare. Everywhere they have to make sure they are contributing well to the ESG. What it means. For example, PNG. What is PNG? Procter and Gamble. It's one of the biggest companies of the world. Can you say me what is one of the products of PNG? Everyone in their home at least one product of PNG. Any idea? You can ping, okay. Instead of speaking, you can just ping in chat. Let's make it interactive, no? Any idea? One of the products of PNG. Come on, guys, you know it. Tide. Great, Kavya. Don't say soap, you have to say the brand. What is the brand, Ajit? Can you say me any brand of soap? That because they have several brands of soap. That's what I'm saying. You will see one of their product in all your homes. PNG Unilever. Okay, there is several products in your home today. If you look around your home, starting from your kitchen or to go to your toiletries, you go to any place, you will see one of the other product of them. Now, what can PNG do towards improving ESG, environment social goals? Can someone give me an example? What can PNG do or Unilever can do for improving? For example, Kavya, you told Tide. Can someone say me how can you improve the environment social factors of the world through one or two products of them? Any idea? If you want to unmute and say I'm fine, okay, you can unmute. Any one of you can try. Okay, Kavya says she doesn't know. Great. Anything that you feel. For example, there is a plastic. Look, what is that? One of the products of this one is most of the products of Unilever, and I'll give you one more clue here. Input. Look, most of the products that comes from Unilever or most of the products that comes from the PNG or the Procter and Gamble will have what? A plastic cased in it. Yes or no? Most of the things comes in
Yes, sir.
plastic. No? It comes in a plastic thing. Now, what happens if you are going on using that plastic in your house? You just look at, you go to your kitchen or work area where you store this plastic thing. You'll see a lot of plastic is getting accumulated. You think of Tide, okay, Ariel, Whisper. All these are products of P&G, I'm saying, okay. Colgate. All these are products of P&G. The mother brand is P&G. And there was a huge thing, if you know that during the COVID times, you have heard about it, no? The toilet tissue. It's one of the major products of P&G. Kleenex, you might have heard about it. So a lot of such products are there in the market for P&G. Think of the plastic cases that comes with it. Huge amount of plastic is added to the environment. What do you think? What do you say? What do you think is that particular amount of plastic getting generated in this world, okay, or the amount of plastic that is being thrown into the world? What would happen to them if so much amount of plastic is coming to the world? You all know about it. You have been, you know how it is happening also. Plastic pollution, great. Yeah. Anything else that you feel? Look, pollution is a very larger term rather than that. You might have also seen, no? When your mask was thrown directly, it goes to the oceans and it is affecting the ocean life. Okay, the sustainability of living is affected. That's what I wanted to say. For example, what do you call as the sustainability of living? You are not the only people living in this planet. There is a lot of other creatures also living, or the insects that's living, the birds, the fish, okay, the mammals. So if you look at the larger society, it's not only human beings in the planet. So they will, because of humans, because of the larger pollution that we are creating, it is affecting the other people. And why is this? Because of one reason is plastic. Now that is a reason why government is trying to act. You might have seen the Paris Agreement that's happening. A lot of people are pledging towards. Another is climate change. You might have seen that by now. Okay. So how can we bring all these things down? That is where today most of the companies are working towards. And that is called the purpose-driven innovation model. So it's not that you just go and do a product or invent a product or discover something new. You have to also find ways in which how it can be more sustainable to the planet, how it can be more social friendly. It should not affect, because of something I do, it should not be affecting my fellow mates or the environment or the animals or the mammals or whatever you call it. So that is what is purpose-driven innovation. And that's why this topic is really important today. A lot of people are discussing about it. When a lot of regulations are coming in the European countries, you know that. Okay, ESG. ESG is a huge regulation. Most of the banks have been imposed heavy fines for funding towards coal mines and all. Why? Because that is all non-renewable sources of energy. More and more pollution is getting generated, as you rightly told. Okay, so that is what is the purpose-driven journey, and that's what we are going to discuss today. And my major topic here, what I'll be touching upon for all of you, would be on the space of social innovations and how technology and innovations can be brought for them, because we do a lot of business-related innovation from our lab in TCS. But what we are trying to prove here is that all those innovations can also be brought to society for improving their quality of life, for getting them employment, for getting them independent. So that's what is the entire journey of this. So next slide, Rishmi. We would be seeing what are the various technology aspects that we can bring towards life. So here you can see one of the most important thing is the world population. I think this is a very old data, but it's more than 7.5 to 8 billion by now. And almost 15% of this has one or the other physically, they are challenged. And the market is, as I say, 1 billion people uses more than, I would say, at least one assistive product. And 1 in 10 people needs an assistive product. And it is estimated that there will be minimum 2 billion people who will be needing at least one assistive product. Okay. You look at that market now. Look, we are all not even considering anything that we do. For example, I don't know how many of you are in your third and fourth year of your studies. So you will all be doing your projects. Have you ever considered when you do your project, is it assistive or is it inclusion friendly, or even how does your project can be used by a person who is deaf, who is having low vision or blind, a person who's having one or the other issue to use your product? How have you considered? Even a website, many websites, if you go there now, a lot of websites are given accessibility guidelines. So this is really important today, because it's not us only in the world. There are people who are facing difficulty to access the content that can be accessed by a normal person. So that is where a huge amount of business is evolving, and social friendly businesses are more getting involved, because which we never considered earlier. So that is where I wanted to come from and give you some because this is a huge opportunity for you, and not only from a perspective of business but also from a social entrepreneurship perspective. You can also start a lot of startups in this area. Next slide, Rashmi. So I will be covering majorly two things where we are working. One is autism spectrum disorder. Most of you know that it's a neurodiverse disorder, or it's a neurodiversity. So they have it's not a disability, I would call it's an ability. So we have to make sure that they might not have proper eye contact. They might not have a proper way to speak to us. They are afraid. Most of the times they might be afraid of us. They are afraid of sounds. They might be afraid of light, high intensity light, and all those kind of things. Okay. So they will do a lot of repetition of speech. Then they will also have disinterest in the motor task, etc. So that's what is them. But they're very good at repetitive task. Okay. So they'll be good at mundane task, at repetitive task. So that is what is autism spectrum disorder. I believe you might have met at least an autistic person by now. If not, you should actually meet him, so you'll understand what is the difference he's going through or she's going through. Because we have been working with more than, I would say, 4,000 plus autistic children as well as adults in the past 5 years to create change for them. Okay, so that's where one topic I wanted to bring in. If you don't know about autism spectrum disorder, next slide. We also work with cerebral palsy. So I don't know how many of you know about cerebral palsy. Any idea what is cerebral palsy? Okay, Ajit says no. Anyone else? Like, cerebral palsy is a condition by birth. Okay, so this is a really important condition because out of 100, 2 people are cerebral palstic. So cerebral palsy is a condition by birth where the child is having limb movement issues. Now, what is that? He's not able to move his leg or hands, or even the entire body might be like paralyzed by birth. So we have to bring him to life. The reason here, the another problem is that since they are by birth, they even don't know how to walk. How they dream to walk when they see their parents walking. They dream to talk. Most of them have speech slurred. You might not understand what they are speaking. They dream to walk. They dream to talk. They dream to even have a quality of life, to be independent. Because every time someone has to carry him, even for going to toilet. So that is the condition these children or the adults face. So we are trying to make changes in those society, because that is a society which very less research is happening in today's world. So that is where I thought I'll bring in some kind of thought process to all of you, where you can start working towards that. So we are trying to bind technology to the social innovation segment. So how do we do it? I've given here think, make, break, repeat process. So we do a lot of design of experiments. So majorly we work with the children, we work with the adults, we work with the beneficiaries. When I say beneficiaries, their parents, their teachers, their therapists, all these people, we go and we talk to them, we understand them, we try to understand what is their major ways of working. We also try to say, okay, fine, how do you do things? What is the best ways in which you have been looking? So we have met thousands of, I would say, parents by now. I'll give you an example. How did we start this journey? So all this started when we visited a special school in Kochi. Okay, Kochi is in Kerala, you all know that. So in Kochi, there is a very well-known special school where there are almost like 200 plus children. Cerebral palsy is most of them, and there are a few autistic children also. So when we went there, myself and Reshmi was there. Uh, it was morning. All the parents were coming with their children. So almost 95% of the parents actually carry their children and come. So most of them will be on wheelchair. Some of them comes on dual crutches. Some of them have to be carried. Now we were observing how these children are coming. The parents had to wait till evening, like 4 o'clock, till the school ends, and they then take their child back. Now you can think, no, the situation. It is really difficult because the parent has to be there full time with the child. Second, there is for most of the cerebral palsy children, they undergo a physical therapy. Do you know what is physical therapy? My next question. Physiotherapy or physical therapy? What is that? You can ping, you can talk, whatever you want. Come on, guys, let's be more interactive so that you will feel you're also engaged. The physical therapy process, most of you know, I believe, because if you have seen people met with accident, or if you have seen if a small hairline fracture is there, so you will have to go through the physical therapy process to make sure that your muscles are not getting rigid, your muscle tone is adjusted, your spasticity is reduced. A lot of things will happen during this period of time. So that's how the entire spectrum of, I would say the larger spectrum, not even the entire spectrum, it's the larger spectrum of physiotherapy happens. Even old age people goes through physiotherapy. Physical therapy or physiotherapy is a very, very, very painful process. It's very painful. So you think of these children from their birth, after 2 years, 3 years, they go through physical therapy on a daily basis. You should go to near to that physical therapy room. You will fell in tears because the sound that comes out from those children crying for help. So that is what actually changed us. And think about, okay, fine, why don't we start inventing something for them or researching something for them to create a change in their life? That's how we started this research. As you see here, we started talking to them, and even there was a mother during the noon when we were having lunch. There is a small canteen, okay, the government supported canteen. We call it as Uchayunu Pathadi in Kerala. So the children were having food, and the mother brings food, and I was also having food from there. So there was this child, okay, he's having cerebral palsy. So his mother was, as you know, in Kerala we all eat by our hands. We make bowls of rice and we eat. So this mother was also actually making the balls and she was giving to her child. I was a bit curious seeing this. I asked her, why don't you ask him to eat? So she said, okay, let us see how he eats. Okay, so this person is almost like 22 years today. He was taking one ball. He started shivering. Okay, he just reached the ball. It took him almost 5 minutes to reach the ball. Okay, and he started shivering, and slowly it went into his mouth. Only three, I would say, I even counted it. Only 3 grains of rice actually reached his mouth. All the other fell down. Reason being, he is having athetoid. Okay, so he's having both spasticity and athetoid, and it's a very, very specific part of cerebral palsy. So when you start concentrating, this is your prefrontal cortex of your brain. Your prefrontal cortex of your brain is not allowing you properly, or the neurons are not connected. Your neuro connectivity is bit, or neuroplasticity is less. The reason being your hands are not, or motor neurons are not getting properly activated. The reason is why you might have seen the Parkinson's, the athetoids comes in, shivering comes in, and he's not able to eat. You think of the child's condition. He's not able to eat by himself. His mother has to feed him every time. So that is the problem. And she was so I would say sad that she was saying that what will happen to my child if I am no more there, because her husband has gone after seeing the child is cerebral palsy. That is the world. And that is where we wanted to change, because these are all underprivileged people. We wanted to see how technology can improve their life, and we are going to see some of the stories how technology has improved their lives. So that's something which I wanted to also bring here to you. So I know that most of you might have not heard about these words like cerebral palsy, athetoids, and all these are new words mostly for you. But there is a society there. If you get time, you should surely visit them, understand what they do, and always try to be with them so that you will understand what is the difficulty, and that's called inclusion and the diversity that you can bring in. So this is the methodology we follow in our lab to make sure that we address their needs, their wants, and make them independent living. Next one. So the first use case which I wanted to discuss with you, and today, as I was saying, most of the business is going towards the society, and there is a new model itself that has been evolved out of this. It's called the B2S, business to society. It's not the traditional kind of organizations you see as earlier. Now, all the world is moving from a traditional organization to a social enterprise, making sure that whatever the product that we do, we have to ensure this. I was talking about P&G. I was talking about the Unilever. Now, what are they doing for this? And that's what I was asking. Any idea? It's called circular sustainability. Now, what is that? Circular sustainability means P&G has been, as you know, P&G has been selling Tide. It comes in a plastic cover. So P&G says that you can give me this plastic cover back, like Amazon was saying earlier. Give me that. Not in India they have it, but they have this in many other countries, very developed countries like Singapore and all. They will collect back this cover and they will reuse this cover, so that as much as possible they will reuse it. Okay, and they make this cover out of recyclable components. That is called circular sustainability. So a product comes to you, you will give the byproduct back to them. They will again recycle that, and again back comes to you. So I believe you understood what is the importance of circular sustainability, and that's how most of the Fortune 500, like the companies like P&G, the companies like Unilever, are working towards for creating that circular sustainability. So here is another product that comes from our lab, which is called VHAP. Now, this is a complete social product which we give free of cost to children of needy children, especially cerebral palsy and autistic children. So I was talking about the pain of physiotherapy. We wanted to reduce the pain of physiotherapy, but while you put up the pain of physiotherapy, you should also be aware that we are not only addressing the pain of physiotherapy, we are also trying to address the purpose behind this initiative. Can you say me what is the purpose behind by addressing the pain in physiotherapy? I told you 2-3 things. One is the parents have to be with the children in the school while they comes in whole day. At least one parent should be there. The child undergoes physiotherapy and it's a very painful process which makes him uh, reluctant to come to the school. Now, give me what will be the purpose if I bring in VHAP kind of a technology. I'll say, what is VHAP? VHAP is a gamified physiotherapy solution. Now, when I say gamified physiotherapy solution, it's more of enabling the child to go through physiotherapy, but without him knowing that he's actually going through the physiotherapy process. I believe you understood that. He's going through physiotherapy without knowing he is going through the physiotherapy process, because he's enjoying the game. He's motivated to play. He's seeing the competition. He's seeing the leaderboard. So that's what is all about. We have it's a research patented technology that we have. Barclays, a bank, is supporting us in this, in enabling it. It's in a lot of schools in and across Kerala for enabling their, especially the gross motor and fine motor skills. So the child which I was saying earlier, he's able to eat food today without the support of his mother because of this device. So he will take his food and now he's able to take food. His athetoids got reduced, his shivering got reduced because his fine motor got improved. The shivering comes from the fine motor skills. Look, your hands, whatever you do, like buttoning a shirt, okay, taking a pen, it's all fine motor skills. Now, gross motor is how you move, walk, all those kind of things. So I believe you understood that. So we are able to improve more than 4,000 children today. Now say me, what is the purpose of VHAP? Give me something, so that I just wanted to understand what is the purpose of VHAP. Any idea? Make them feel that they are the same as everyone. Very good. Very good, Ajit. Yes. We have to feel that they are also similar to us. They have all the motivation to do whatever a normal human being can do. Great. Anything else? What is the actual purpose that you see behind it? One is to make them feel that the world is with them. Great. Anything else? Okay. I will, yeah, independence is one. Kavya. Thanks. Anyone else? You have several people, almost 50 people are there. Some of you can say me what is that you feel. But I'll give you the most important purpose statement behind VHAP. The most important purpose statement is that we could make sure their parents can go for a job, daily wages, because of VHAP. We have motivated children to come to the school, where pain was a major factor for them to be away from the school. We have invited them, hey, come to school. I am there for you. Parents need not be there full day with them because they were always waiting for to do a VHAP. So parents, I said you, they are all from the underprivileged family. They could always go back to their daily wages work, earn something so that they can buy medicines and the daily food for their children. And that is the greater purpose of VHAP. And that's what I wanted to bring here. Look, any product that you do, it's not the tangible benefits that you see or the requirements that you just try to measure. There is always an intangible or the unsaid needs that we are trying to measure here. So that's what is VHAP all about. And that's why I wanted to bring you. Let me show you some of the videos. Rishmi, next slide. So this is a person who is trying to climb a stair. Actually, he is staying on the 11th floor of an apartment. His parents had to carry him from the 11th floor when there was no then there were issues with the KCB or the electricity. So he was brought down. Many a times he doesn't come to school because of pain. Now you can see how he is trying to move. He needs support, and he is having high fear and problems because he feels that without support, if he walks, he will fall down because he has 2 crutches to walk, and most of the times he will be on a wheelchair. Now let us see, he is trying to go through VHAP. Next slide. Rishmi, the sound is not shared, I think. Yeah. Okay, so he's actually trying to go through VHAP. You can see how he's trying to walk. This is almost after a year this video was taken. Now you can see how this guy walks after almost a year and a half. He has been going through VHAP. Can you see that he is able to climb the stairs by himself without any support, without any crutches? And he's even able to climb down the stairs. And this is what is really important for them. Okay. And this is a change. You think of him now. He can come to school by himself. His parents need not carry him. He can learn by himself. He's motivated to do things by himself because he's able to walk. Okay. And he's also having problems in his speech. Now we are trying to correct his speech because he's speech slurred, and we are trying to see what is the best we can bring for him. So that's the VHAP story. Now let's move into the next story, which is called Assisto. Now Assisto, this is Anugrah. Actually, he inspired us to create this innovation called Assisto. Assisto is a communication technology. And very specifically, if you ask me how, because communication is really important for us, okay, because when I'm saying you are able to understand. So these children, they are very difficult. It's very difficult for him to speak, okay. So when we were doing a deployment, he was asking us a glass of water. But I would say we were never able to understand what he was trying to ask us. So we were waiting there, looking what he was trying to ask me. He was actually asking for a glass of water in Malayalam. Enikku vellam tharavo. For half a day, he was asking that. Okay. But I never was able to understand whether he was asking that glass of water. Rishmi, can just to play that video if the voice is there?
But I'm not sure whether the voice is coming, Robin.
No, it's not coming. It's coming. It's coming.
Okay.
So you can hear him, no? How is he speaking? Next slide. So this is another Jaya. She's completely on bed. So the problem is all these children are facing is they needed independent communication. They were actually fear in their life. They were not motivated because they had no hope what can be done. There is no better choices for them. Next one. So we invented Assisto from the entire concept of I would say the Marvel stories and the DC comics. So it's called Wonder Woman based because you see that small wearable that is there. No? So we took that concept and we expanded that concept to Assisto. You can see how Assisto looks like. So this can be used for their communication with any moving part of their body because cerebral palsy children doesn't have all the parts of the body moving. Next slide. So you can see how Assisto looks like now. So we started with multiple iterations of Assisto. We designed it for them. We tested it on them. And they can today communicate by moving their head or their arms or their legs. Even a person who's completely on the bed, okay, by just moving the back portion of the body, okay, left, right, he can communicate through this. So that's what we are trying to bring in through Assisto. Next slide, Rashmi. So you can just hear to what Anugrah was speaking earlier. Just play it, no? He was asking, okay. So that was what we were not able to understand when he was saying. Now let us hear how after using Assisto he is able to speak. So you understood what is the clarity of the sound that we could generate in him when he started speaking. So this is what is technology all about. This is what you can do for your fellow beings. So you can think of the motivation that he gets when he hears his own sound. It is his own sound. We have taken the vocal tract information. We have trained an algorithm using deep speech algorithms and all AI. And we were able to do this. So today he speaks. He is going to school. He has got admissions in his college. That is a story of that change that we could bring in his life. The hope that we could bring in his life. 100+ children today is using this, and that's what we wanted to bring from a powerless person to a powerful person. So he feels that he's in the world, and there are people who are ready to support him. Next one. So this is what Anugrah is. So before getting admissions in the college, he had sent me this. Next one. So there is another project we have been working that's called Verbose, specifically for speech impaired children. So when I say speech impaired, hearing that's hearing impaired, speech and hearing impaired children. So as you know, they in a normal school or in a normal college like this, when I speak like this, you might not be able to hear. I might need to enable the captions for you. Okay. So if I start the caption in English, you will be able to hear you will be able to read what I am saying. Can you read what I'm saying in the bottom? I just enabled the caption. Yes or no? Can you see the caption? Any one of you? I think you have to enable the caption, Kavya. There is an option in this one where you can enable the caption. So whenever someone is speaking, I can actually read what you are speaking, and I can also see what you are speaking. Okay. So similar, there is that 3 dots, or there is something called show caption. It will actually enable saying that Robin is speaking whatever that's there. Go ahead and enable it. You will understand that. This is exactly what we did for the Hearing Impaired Society through Verbose, speech to text. I believe you are able to see that, your caption part. You can enable the caption, you can hide the caption, whatever you want. Great, Ajit. Thanks for confirming. So what is the importance of this? The importance of this is because a person who is hearing impaired can never ever make out what I am trying to say. Initially, when the Zooms, the Google Meets and the Teams came in, the support was not there. A lot of people had to fight for this to get this. That is where Verbose was used by more than 5,000+ hearing impaired people across India for enabling this function. So not only that, Verbose is not only that, it's also having a lot of technology in it to enable the larger stories of it. For example, it has a pictorial representation, dictionary-based representation. Lot of stories are there behind it. So you will see how it happens and all. Next slide. Look, you can see one assistive conference that's happening in Kerala is using our verbose tool. Just play that video, no, Rishmi?
We can communicate with the students. This is just a start.
So you can see how verbose is used today, and it's a basic speech to text that we have enabled. And today, it is a specific guideline. Any project that you do for making it enabled for, or a person has to use it visually or from your ear perspective, you have to enable it, because the major modals of your body is your eyes, your mouth, your nose, your skin touch, and your ears. Okay. So any of these mechanisms needs to be enabled on all your applications that you develop, especially from computer science. The accessibility guidelines, you just check what is accessibility guidelines, that will help you to do that activities. And this is really important for people. Next one. So this is a hearing impaired person, Shine, who has been working with us in our lab. He has done a great job in our lab. I wanted to just introduce him because he was given internship in our lab, and he was using verbose. Through verbose, he came in. Next one. Now, what are the other technologies that we use from a purpose-led innovation? We use a lot of brain-computer interface. As most of you know, what is brain-computer interface? It's BCI. You might have seen that helmet that you can put on your head, okay, which will actually read your brain. Okay, so we are using it for a lot in the autism spectrum disorder domain, especially to read their brain while they are going through a chapter or a particular activity or a stimulation. But stimulation means what? Pain, or something that they are eating, then something they are seeing. They are all called stimulations. So we use the brain-computer interface to understand how their brain is responding, based on which we try to say, okay, this person is really good at maths, statistics, creativity, all those kind of things we can say. So that's what is brain-computer interface. We are also using this technology for enabling emotions in autistic children. Now you can look, all the technologies that you have seen, we have already been applying it to our customers. So we took it from our customer and we are actually trying to see how this can be enabled for specially abled or the differently abled world. So next one. Now I'll just play you a video. So let us hear to this video, and almost we are coming to an end of the session. Just play it, no?
എനിക്ക് വെള്ളം വേണം.
Anugrah very much enjoyed session with Manu and Robin sir from TCS. Happy to hear his own voice and also to hear clearly whatever he communicates.
What is quality? Quality is extremely hard to define, and it is simply stated fit for use or purpose.
So that is all about the empathy and empowerment from TCS Rapid Labs and the whole TCS family that we have been giving to the larger society. So I have a poll for you, team. So 1 minute, I'll just post a poll which is in LinkedIn. I want everyone to attempt this poll in LinkedIn. I believe all of you will have a LinkedIn account by now. Just go to LinkedIn and try to attempt this poll. I'll just wait for 2 to 3 minutes before I start taking questions. Can you all please do this? Because I just wanted to see how did you understand what is most important for you. So I'll just wait for 2 minutes for everyone to give the poll. Is it fine? After that, we can take questions. And before we conclude, I have one more statement. Are you able to get the poll?
Yes, sir.
Great. So just make sure everyone is polling, because I just wanted to see what you understood from here, because cerebral palsy is not something easy. So now you have understood what is cerebral palsy. I just wanted to understand what is the most important aspect that as a person like you feel that needs to be taken care of. So the last 5 minutes, team, we can have. So because we need at least 20, 25 plus votes to understand how is it going. So I see that there are more than 40 people in this meeting. So if we can all contribute towards that voting, it will help us or enable us, I would say, for understanding what is the scenario. Please continue your voting. So meanwhile, I can take questions.
Students, if you have any questions, you can ask now.
So if no questions, I would say you can keep in touch with me. I have pinged my Google search results. Okay, you can use that. You can go there. You can go to my LinkedIn or my website, or you can also hear to my TEDx videos, because there is a lot of information you will get about what is the social innovation we are doing. A lot of information is available. You can go through the link which I have shared, and do participate in the voting. So if possible, if everyone can vote also is great. And also follow me on LinkedIn. You will get a lot of information on what is happening in the purpose-led innovation side, and how innovations and research is changing the world. So there are a lot of articles which I write on that. And once again, thank you all for inviting me. Over to you, ma'am.
Can we have Ajit Sagar for vote of thanks?
Yeah, ma'am. Hello and good morning to all. On behalf of our college and CSE department, my sincere thanks to our resource person, Mr. Robin Tomey, sir, who spent his precious time with us to enlighten our minds. Once again, thank you, sir. I extend my thanks to our principal, Dr. Manju J, and CSE department HOD, Ms. Suma SG, for this opportunity and support, and Ms. Chitra S. Ravi for organizing and coordinating the workshop for the students. And at last, but not the least, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to all of you who sincerely committed this event to make a great success. This event would have been impossible without the support of each and everyone present here. Once again, thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So I believe all of you had, you were able to understand whatever I told. So if you wish to support any of these social innovation causes or social technology, do keep in touch with me. I have already put my Google search. So connect me on LinkedIn. We are always there with you. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Have a wonderful life. Bye.
Bye, sir. Thank you so much, sir.